What's up guys, Tea Party Jackson here, and for the very first time I'm gonna do a Lost Ark video in English. So as you know, most of the time or most of my videos about Lost Ark were in German, and since I started to do my Mobile Legend videos also in English, I thought like, okay, half of my viewers are Germans and the other half are English speaking, so why not make a video in English too? The first video we're gonna do about Lost Ark is gonna be about the letter from CM Risha. So we waited 6 months since the last beta, and finally, and we don't have to wait 1 year like between the first CBT and second CBT. Yesterday we got finally a message or a newsletter letter from CM Risha, which was about the next CBT. This video we're gonna talk about what is in this letter, and also I'm gonna comment some of those changes with my experience from the previous beta. You know, I played this last CBT, the Korean CBT, guys. We are talking about the Korean Lost Ark. There's no news about EU NA Lost Ark before you ask it in the comment, guys, and I don't have an idea when it's gonna be released or even gonna go for the beta in EU NA. Moving back to the topic, I'm gonna try to explain the most important stuff from that letter, so I think it's gonna take a while. So go and grab a cup of tea, maybe a coffee, and enjoy this video. The first part in this letter was about the previous betas, so CBT1 and CBT2, what the focus was in those betas. So the first CBT was about the core mechanics, so like they tested the core mechanics of this game and wanted some feedbacks. And after the first beta, you know, they changed the tripod system, they modified it, and did also some changes to the quest system, which was awesome. And the second CBT was more focused on the content, so we got much more islands to explore, and also the sailing system was implemented in the second beta, which was awesome. I mean, the amount of content which that game had in CBT2 was already so much. I mean, I can compare it maybe to Mobile Legends for those guys who are from Mobile Legend tier. That's the game which I'm playing currently and while I'm waiting for Lost Ark. So that game's content is maybe like, I don't know, like 10% if you compare it to the amount of content from Lost Ark. So yeah, it was already big, guys. So, and at the end of the last CBT, they announced they're gonna add much more content. So like they're gonna be content for role players, and also like more islands and more stuff to explore. And the next beta is all about balance and quality of life changes. So that's what we're going to talk about today, because their letter, or the Sam Risha, these are some of the changes which they already made, and we're going to start there with the combat system. So basically in their last beta, there was the problem, especially for the melee fighters or melee classes, that you had a lot of skills which you need to charge, but they looked awesome. So you had to charge a spell and then combine it with others. The problem was there was some monsters which could interrupt you and you couldn't see their movement, or like you couldn't react fast enough because it was hard to predict their pattern. That was like kind of frustrating for a lot of players, and well, they made a change there. Now they made it easier to see the movements of the monster. I hope it's not like that you're gonna see a red circle in the ground or something like that. I hate that. I prefer it if it's much more harder and you have to pay attention to the monster and to see, okay, what he gonna do, and I have to dodge, maybe interrupt my skills. So I prefer that kind of gameplay than like just seeing a circle and running out of the circle. I hate that. But yeah, it's just my opinion. They also made some other changes. For example, if you got downed, it was kind of like you wasted your time, or it was like frustrating just to lay around and wait until you got up. Now they implemented a system kind of like Trinket, which gonna help you to stand up automatically, so you don't need anyone else. But it won't prevent you from death. So downed is not the same like dying, okay? Then we also have the CC meter. There are a lot of guardians, so they are basically raid monsters. You need to CC them properly or to interrupt some of their skills, otherwise it's going to be difficult or impossible to kill them. And it was hard to see if you are able to CC them, or if you're gonna CC them or not. Like, it was kind of like that you have to do a certain amount of CCs on that monster, so that the monster got like downed for a few seconds, and you can burst that monster. So it was an opportunity to do hard, heavy, chargeable attacks. But it was crucial to do that at the right time. It's not good, it was not good to do it like anytime you want, just spam CCs. you had to interrupt some of the skills. For example, the Hellgeyer, if I make the Guardian Guides later in English, I'm gonna explain it there too, but to make it short, Hellgeyer gonna try to evolve, and every time he evolves, or it evolves, it's gonna get much stronger and gonna get a lot of new spells or skills. So to interrupt the evolve process, you have to CC it in the correct time. Now you can do it because they added a CC bar. So now you will be able to see when it's gonna be CC'd. Like you can fill it up and you're gonna stop until the right opportunity is there, and then you can make the last CC to interrupt the monster, which is really good. The last thing from the combat system, which Risha teasered or kind of talked about, was about the boss AI. So I hope respond better to certain situations. Also, they added a berserk mode. There's no explanation what it's gonna be, but I guess maybe like if you don't kill the boss in a certain time, it's gonna go to a berserk mode, kind of like what you know from other games, and it's gonna deal like more damage. So you're gonna play against the time, maybe. Just my guess. So we have to wait and see. And they also added a backstab system, which means maybe you can deal more damage to monsters, to bosses, if you attack them from behind. Also, it could be like if you get attacked from behind in PvP or even against monsters, you're gonna get additional damage. Would make sense. It will be harder, and I like it if it's not that easy. So that was basically about the combat system. And the next thing what Risha talked about or wrote about in the letter was about the quality of life changes. And the first thing which was mentioned there is the inventory. So when I played the last beta, it was kind of chaotic in the inventory because you had a lot of stuff and you found a lot of stuff for crafting, for like, I don't know, the cards for example, and your inventory was always full and you had to walk to the next merchant or storage, and it was not like they were everywhere. So it was time consuming and frustrating. What they now made, or what they changed about the inventory, is that they made like separate inventories for like the normal item, the usual items, and the cards. So you don't have a mess with the cards anymore. And also they made it available that you can dismantle your equipment, or not your equipment, basically your equipment, the equipment you don't need in the inventory. In addition to that, you can lock certain items so that you won't dismantle them by accident. Great, man, great. I already dismantled a bunch of important stuff by accident, obviously, and yeah, I regret it. But it won't happen in Lost Ark, at least I hope so. They also added kind of like a glossar, so you can search for certain items, how to craft them maybe, and where to find them and what stats they have. Because there are tons of items, and there are also different tiers of items. For example, the items which you get from the Guardians are different, even if they're the same level, but they have different stats on them, and they are kind of like a tier system there. So the Guardians item from stronger Guardians are obviously also stronger, but you need the equipment from the previous Guardians to be able to defeat the stronger Guardian. That's how it will work. But obviously there's also different ways to obtain equipment, so you can also craft them instead of farming the raids. And you can also collect some collectibles to get gear. But about the gear we're gonna talk like maybe in another video. So let's move on to the last quality of life change, which is also really good. You will have in the next beta skill presets, which means you can now build skill presets or certain skills and then save them, for example, for PvP one and for PvE, boss fights, I don't know, something like that. And you just need to click once, and then your skill will be automatically, or your skill tree will be changed automatically. And that was actually a really good idea, or that is actually a really good idea, because I had to change quite a lot in the last beta. For example, if I want to show some of my viewers how the skills worked and what the morph for a certain skill is. So if you don't know the tripod system, you should maybe search and read about it. Maybe I'm gonna do a video about that too. So yeah, let's wait and see. And yeah, basically it's a great change, and it's gonna be much easier to switch around different skill sets. And at the end of the letter, you can also see like there are gonna be more parts, or like it's only for the first part. And on the official homepage, you can also see like it's only the first part, and there are 2 more parts to reveal before the next beta. So I hope it's gonna be like every 2 weeks, maybe every week. Hope so. We're gonna get a next part. So the next part, it looks like it's gonna be a teaser about the 2 new classes, Hawkeye and Soulmaster. I think I forgot the name. I think it was Soulmaster. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. And the last one looks like it's gonna be like even more content. You know, they promised in the last beta that they're gonna do or implement more cards and more more continents or more islands. So that could be it. So we have to wait and see. And when the next CBT will be, I hope it's gonna be like around 1 or 2 months. Hopefully we don't have to wait much longer. And if it happens like in 1 or 2 months, it's highly possible that the open beta could be like at the end of this year, which would be really great. So guys, that's it for today's video. If you liked it, and if you have any questions, you can leave a like there and write your question in the comments. And also you can join my stream, which is linked down below, and ask me your questions like during the stream, which will be easier to answer those. And if you like this and you want me to kind of redo all the tutorials or some of the tutorials which I did for Lost Ark in German, if you want those guides to be translated in English, leave a like there or a comment. And let's say maybe I don't want too much, maybe like 50 likes. Okay, 50 likes, I think it's not much, and I'm gonna redo all the guides which I did in German, as I explained, in English. And also I'm gonna do every guide which I'm gonna do for Lost Ark from now on in German and in English. Fuck me, man. Okay, so that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next video or on stream. Bye bye, your Tea Party Jackson.